as ordered.
What?
Ma'am, my name is Mike Cadallic. I'm reporting to duty as ordered. I applied through your online system to be a recruit for the LSPD.
Through a ground line system. Okay.
Advised to speak to an FTO. Is there an FTO on duty currently, or should I come back later?
Let me see what I can do. 14, 10, 41, 10, 8. Hey, let me go back here and get some papers. Let me look on this computer. I don't know where it's at. And you said you applied? Hello?
Ma'am, that is correct. I applied yesterday morning. Received notification through my email that approved to be pushed to the next step and reach out to an FTO.
And what's your email address?
Is FOOHEOSS Foxtrot Oscar Tango Hotel Echo Oscar Sierra Sierra.
Okay, I have 2 applications that I can see. I don't see one of yours. You said your name was Mike Cadallic?
Ma'am, that is correct.
This one is Sean Kennedy. One is Jax Jones. Let's check the 9. Okay, I see it. I found it. Please see an FTO for your interview. I think there's like a lunch break coming on. Let me see. (410 to 440). I hate interviews. I'm just looking.
Send it.
Want to do an interview with me? Yes or no?
Sure, I'll be right up, Lieutenant.
Sorry, man, were you talking to me or your colleague?
My colleague, sir.
Hey Cadillac, how you doing?
Corporal, doing good. How about you?
Doing all right.
All right, let's come on back.
You got any weapons on you? Alright, that's fine. Just don't pull it. You want to speak up for me just a little bit? I think you're whispering there.
No, sir.
Had to look above average, sorry. At least I can appreciate somebody that comes to an interview dressed to impress. Appreciate that.
It's my pleasure, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
All right, let's get started. Pretend like I have not read over your application. And tell me what the most important things you think I need to know about you are.
Corporal, thank you again for having me here for this interview. I believe the fact that I previously served in the military for 20 years. While in the military, I learned what we call the 7 core Army values. It was instilled from day one when I enlisted. It was loyalty, duty, respect, honor, integrity, personal courage, and selfless service. I feel that you can take the uniform off, but you don't necessarily leave the military. Those disciplines and values are still imprinted in me today. I think that they can definitely affect those around me. It's almost a good form of toxicity. It's contagious. People tend to flock to that form of values and definitely look up to it. And from my understanding here in the policing business is that if you win over the civilians and the community, the local population, you're gonna have yourself a very easy day compared to burning those bridges and not having those values in place.
You would be surprised. Can you go over those values one more time for me?
Loyalty, duty, honor, integrity, personal courage, service. Just
Oh, that first one. That first one.
Absolutely.
I like that one. That's an important
Yeah.
one, I think. I think that's loyalty.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And as well as you pick up obviously your own personal traits and values and kind of what you mold yourself. I'm a father and a husband.
This
Is
is tough for me to say.
being empathetic.
Like you, Mr.
Raising 3
Feeney,
children,
for the
Being
follow
above
on
average
Savvy.
all boys.
detective,
You learn to be
senior trooper.
empathetic. You
Really?
have a tolerance for ambiguity. You don't always know what's going to happen, and the ability to react at a moment's notice is significant. It definitely can contribute to
A lot.
a healthier workplace.
Is there anything else we think we should know about you?
Hard worker, ma'am. I took one uniform off, and I'm ready to put another one on. And it's always been a passion of mine to serve, my own people. I deployed quite a bit, and I made differences elsewhere. But time I attempt to make a difference here.
I think that's a good segue into my next question. Why did you choose to become a police officer after leaving the military? Why did you, not continue in the military, or could have been a firefighter, a medic, a counselor, just worked at the VA or anything? Why law enforcement?
And that's a great question. Served as a paratrooper in the U.S. Army
It has to
as
do with your
an 11
say.
Bravo
I'll
infantryman.
give me a few.
Honest, just wanted to serve as an officer of the police, some sort of policing force. Since I was a child, in the military at the height of the Iraq War was just something that I felt driven to at the time. Of course, there was times throughout those 20 years I wish I kind of got out and pursued
Aw, thank you for
policing
the
sooner
videos.
than
I
later.
appreciate it. It's not
I
necessary.
caught
I'll
myself,
give me a few. I'll do it during the break.
for that 20-year pension. Now that I'm out, that
We got like
fire is still
15
there.
minutes before restart.
Still burning in my soul, so to speak, to serve. I feel that you're never too young or too old. Well, you were definitely too young to serve, but you're never too old to serve. And I can carry on experience from my endeavors and things I've personally experienced. Just I guess that fire just never died out. But here I am now, out of the Army. Nothing tying me down, and I'm ready to serve elsewhere.
Okay. Pretend like I have a lot of applicants. Okay, a lot of them to choose from. This is the part in the interview where you need to sell yourself to me. Why is it that we should choose you over all of the other applicants that I have to go through an interview?
So, 20 years of experience as a U.S. Army paratrooper. Again, I've said it before. I've deployed numerous times, different countries, Iraq and Afghanistan. I've been stationed in other countries, and states, foreign and domestic. I'm a man of faith. I'm by discipline and integrity and those values. I separate myself from other applicants because I'm hungry and I have the drive to stay stagnant. And that goes to show, because I'm here standing in front of you right now, is that I served for 20 years. I don't necessarily have to be an officer or a law enforcement officer. I choose to because, again, it's a passion. My passion, drive, commitment, motivation, and dedication to LSPD and this community is what is going to motivate me every day to better, better than the other applicants. If they were to get hired, and if I was to get hired, they're team members. But as of now, they're competitors, and I'm going to continue to push until I get hired over them. I have that drive. I have the real world experience. I have the maturity, and just overall, I think that is going to have a very high representation of the LSPD amongst the community when they, civilians of Los Santos look at me, similar to like what's right. Somebody in uniform they should trust, believe in, and not fear. They should come forward and relay issues, and feel free to just kind of talk over a cup of coffee or whatever. That's just how I am, and obviously you can tell I'm passionate about what I'm doing here, and
It
that's
is a
exciting.
very idealistic way of looking at the citizens in the community. How long have you actually lived in this state of San Andreas?
Oh, I moved here about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay. That's good.
moved in, and I tried the cab business. Um, Thank you so much. Just felt um, more, and I got to learn the community and the area. What better way than working for Weasel News? I
Oh, okay. That's where
Yeah,
okay, okay.
am. So I was working for Weasel News for a little bit. We had a good interview, and I wanted to highlight what LSPD was doing great out here. Um, and I really thought I could do that for a moment until I could really learn this area much more,
Alright.
and build relationships with the people. But it wasn't until I started taking shots, harassments, um, individuals wearing red, smashing the windows out. Um, I realized that fire that was burning in my soul, it was ready. Fill out that application online and get to where I'm at right now, man.
Okay. Hey, listen, if you want to paint the department in a good light, I suggest you don't use my interview. Just leave that out. Just interview somebody else. Um, listen, part of being a good officer, or being good at anything that you choose to do in life, is knowing and recognizing what you're good at and what you might not be so good at, where you can improve. So right now, I would like for you to tell me some of what you believe to be your greatest strengths or assets, and what also are some of your greatest weaknesses.
Strengths and assets would be those, the values. I'm empathetic, and I carry those on my shoulder in everything I do. Um,
Don't get taken
in the realm
advantage
of
of.
policing, is the integrity, what's right, morally and legally, when or when there's not the public's eyes on you. You're doing what's right, regardless if people are watching you. And I feel that in today's society, law enforcement officers, I mean, that is a huge thing to have, and I believe I carry that to this day. As weaknesses, and I wouldn't necessarily call it weakness, as more as a motivator to get better, is I'm still learning my muscles. Yeah, and I am new to Los Santos. Um, I've visited in the past few years here and there, just to sightsee and attend the Vespucci Beach, and um, go to the pier and whatnot. But as far as living here permanently, it's been a minute. So like I said, not necessarily a weakness to me, more as a motivator to, again, get better, work out, and learn.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna move on to some different kinds of questions. You said you were a family man. You had some sons. You're married. Um, what would you do if you had to arrest, a family member, maybe one of your children?
Well, yeah, think about that. My boys are getting old, and feel that the life of military has worn on them. I'm a very disciplining father that hold my sons to a high standard. Um, was to to have to arrest or detain one of my sons, I would absolutely. But honestly, I mean, I've raised them. Decisions they're making beyond the time that they left the house is them. They're men now, and they're in their adulthood. Would I be disappointed? Absolutely. Um, I would swallow my pride, and I would take care of the situation and be the officer that I'm sworn in to be, treating them no different than anybody else. And what I do when I get home, whether it's
I like this guy a lot.
moment on the couch, just staring at a wall, in anger and frustration that my son might have done something stupid or idiotic, is another thing. But for the time being, absolutely, I would detain them and process them as I would anybody else.
Okay. Let's say you saw another officer committing a crime. What would you do then?
Absolutely take notice to what the other officer's doing. That's an interesting question because that borderline pushes it doesn't borderline. It absolutely does push my value of integrity, doing what's right, morally and legal, whether or not somebody's watching you, presence of anybody. Well, they're obviously that. Be upset that they're on a team that I'm part of, which I would love to be full of integrity and those values. But would assess the situation. I believe and offer them an opportunity to report their incident to IA Internal Affairs themselves. I would give them, I guess you could say, a grace period or an amnesty period to correct the wrongdoing themselves. Now, I think it could be also case by case if they're doing something that's going to cause harm or danger to other officers or civilians. That takes it to a different level where I believe I'd have to do what's right to remedy that solution on the spot. If it's something petty, a bribe or something similar to that, I would definitely let them know that that I've noticed the wrongdoing. I'm not a fan of it, and look, I was a veteran. I am a veteran. I was an army man, and that shit doesn't fly. Pardon my French, man.
Okay. Let's say you're on patrol when you get hired and a superior officer tells you to do something which you know is against your regulations and standard operating procedures. What do you do?
In the army, I've actually had similar incidents, whether it's me or my soldiers underneath me that get told to do something, and it's you respectfully tell the superior, no ma'am, no sir, that's against your regulation so and so. I usually attempt to read as much as I can on the specific regulation, just in case if my superiors don't know exactly, they can go ahead and reference it and maybe they educate themselves. But I would tell them, no ma'am, no sir, according to regulation XYZ, that is against PD policy, and I respectfully tell you that I'm not going to be able to perform that action. And from my experiences, they could take that one way or another. They could be upset and be forceful, or angered, or resentful, or at the other hand, they could respect that decision, and commend me for it, and say, yes, maybe I wasn't aware of that. You're right.
Okay. Mr. Redfield, did you have any questions you wanted to ask? You want to just keep going?
Yeah, I have quite a few here. First of all, hi Mike. Thank you for being here. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. So you said you served for 20 years, right? And as an army man.
I'll
11
see if I
Bravo
can even
infantry?
figure out how.
During those 20 years, what was the highest rank you achieved?
Sergeant first class,
Okay.
Corporal Redfield.
Audio.
Awesome. Okay. Throughout those 20 years, could you give me a situation of when you were told to do something you didn't agree with?
Yes, Corporal. There was a situation when I was in Diyala province of Iraq in 2007 when superior platoon leader at the time had
Let me see if I
directed
can
me
do
and my
it.
fire team to maneuver across.
It's the
Well,
desktop
in
audio.
the military, at least in the Army, we refer to an LDA, linear danger area,
Audio.
a road crossing,
So I just
which
have it set to there. If
we
you don't know
knew
which one it
was,
is,
in fact,
go through a couple of them and look.
IED in place.
And I just look here. I use OBS Studio.
At that moment, I thought it was making a
I
joke.
just basically upgraded
when
from
you
classic.
get deployed over
But
there from
I
time to
just
time,
look
you
to see where that is.
take
Sometimes you can just
a
add another one and do
humorous
it. And
approach
then it
to a
also
lot
has
of
to do
things.
with your settings.
Well, he wasn't joking. He told me to essentially get into
Just
gear
make
and
sure
get my
it's set
fire
to
team
the
across
right thing in
that
here.
intersection, that LDA, to
I don't know. I just always have it on default.
take
I
up
guess. I
a
don't
building
know.
on the
I
opposite
can't be
side.
and then there's the one.
This is a pretty
Sound settings.
densely populated area at the time too. So we're looking at buildings and a lot
Then
of
you also have
streets
to make
and
sure these are set to the right thing.
whatnot.
I think this has to be set to
Essentially,
what
you know, we had a
it is
mutual
in
understanding
OBS.
on the spot, but unfortunately, it ate up time. Where
I don't even
you know,
remember where it
he wanted
was.
me to cross. I said, no, sir. You know, there's a damn IED right there. You are not
Where
about
the
to have
hell
me
did it
risk
go?
the lives of my men and myself
Oh, it's understood.
to expedite getting across this large
Yeah, so just make sure
LDA.
that's
Again,
set to the same
had a mutual understanding after the fact, but
as theirs there, and
you could tell he was
hopefully that
irked
works.
by it. That I wasn't willing
I
to, I
don't
guess,
know. Is a lot of trial
toe
and
the
error,
line
if I'm
and
being
just,
honest.
you
You should put that
I
over
think
there. That.
history has showed us prior to World War
Cancel
II
that.
I'm sorry, prior just to World War II,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
typically
yeah,
people
yeah.
would just blitzkrieg and rush towards the enemy,
I'm gonna be
which
honest with
is a
you.
different day and age now,
It's very
obviously.
frustrating
And
because sometimes it doesn't work, and
again,
I have to go
long
back
story
through
short, we
that
had a mutual
process,
understanding
and
from
it's so annoying.
the directive that he was giving me, and we resolved the situation, took an alternate route, made it to the building safe and sound.
I just try not to mess with it.
Nobody got blown up.
Oh,
Got you. Okay. That actually answered my next question too, so I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Let's see here. What would your previous coworkers say about you? How would they describe you? If I was to call someone up you used to be with back in the Army days, ask them about Mike Cadallic, what would they say?
Sure. I think they would say that I was a great non-commissioned officer. I think they would say that I was a great leader and that I always placed the welfare of my soldiers, my subordinates, ahead of my own. I would guarantee that they would say that. I don't think I ever had too many subordinates that actually disagreed with my leadership style. My leadership style always tended to adapt with today's day and age. I'm 40 years old. I'm sorry, 35 years old, and the technology age has taken over. You can't be so hard charging anymore. You kind of have to, again, be empathetic to our children that are getting raised up, becoming the men and women that are running society today, and that typical yell, yell, yell that just doesn't fly anymore. And that's why I think my
everybody's so
success
sensitive.
as a military, as a Army vet, ultimately.
Got you. Thank you. Appreciate it. That concludes my questions there, Lieutenant.
Maybe I wasn't listening. Did you? Just to talk about your old job. Like, what is it that you didn't like about it? Like, nobody loves everything they do 100%. You take everything and find things to love about it. What is it that you disliked about your previous employment?
That's a very good question, ma'am. I have to say that you don't get to hire your own bosses. And I'm just being candid, is that you from time to time would have superiors that didn't have your interest as the best interest. They would place you in situations that did not benefit the greater good. And you can't fire your boss. So kind of had to toe the line. failure to do that led to reprisal, being ostracized, and just being promoted, I guess, with your peers or ahead of your peers. I would say that was pretty common, ma'am, to experience in the Army. Fastly promoted officers, sergeants, and soldiers that and you're not their best interest. They're very selfish. I dislike that, to be honest. I'm just being candid, man.
Well, unfortunately, you don't get to pick your bosses here either.
I understand that, man. You get
Oh,
to pick your bosses anywhere.
wait, what's that supposed to mean?
True.
What?
What?
What's that supposed to mean? What?
What's supposed to mean? What?
What do you think is going to be most challenging for you about this job?
Ma'am, it's the different rules and regulations that applied outside of the continental United States. And no, I'm not going to be a gun running, toting, freedom fighter on the streets of Los Santos.
It'll feel like
It's
that
not necessarily. I
sometimes.
don't want to say I'm going to be too hard charging. It's just going to be learning the rules, the regulations, the laws, the local and the federal laws that overall people safe and responsible within the city limits. I feel that, man, that's going to be probably my sharpest learning curve.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think you're going to have an issue learning the regulations or the SOPs at all. I think you're going to slurp that up. What I think is going to be your challenge, and what a lot of people find challenging is the in between, the gray areas. Here in the state of San Andreas, our standard operating procedures or regulations are there, and they serve as a guideline for how we should act. But there is a lot of room for interpretation, meaning that we don't always have to arrest everybody. I don't think that I'm not saying that you would feel that way, but just finding that line in that gray area and what you can do and to what extent you can do something, is what a lot of times for people is the most difficult. It's just my opinion, though. Does that make
And
sense?
definitely take that into consideration because I didn't look at that aspect, and it's most definitely definitely something to think about right there. That's for sure.
Do you have any questions for us?
Not at the moment, ma'am. To be honest, I again appreciate y'all. I showed up here spontaneously. And I'm grateful that y'all weren't too busy and you were able to have a moment to talk to me. And that's about it, ma'am, Corporal. Unless y'all have anything else for me. I love talking. I love answering questions. But it's a great way to get to know each other.
Yeah, that's
true.
it's unfortunate though. I feel like always the best applicants have a question prepared. I don't know. I just feel that way. I'm just kidding. I'm trying to make you feel uncomfortable. Well, this concludes the interview. You'll get a response back on your application within 24 hours, as long as I don't forget.
Again, I appreciate your time, and it was definitely a pleasure getting here to talk to you guys. And I learned a lot. Just in the past 15, 30 minutes talking.
Oh, perfect. Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and see you out, and be safe out there. Make good choices, of course. That's what I tell everybody. Make good choices.
Absolutely. Thank you.
What's that? Oh, did you already do it?
Redfield, do you any luck hunting out there?
I haven't gone back since the first day, but that first day I bagged a really pretty white deer.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, it was a big old buck. I actually got the horns mounted.
All right. There you go.
Yeah, I have it back to the apartment.
Again, I appreciate y'all. Stay safe, and hope you guys have a great day.
Likewise,
you.
thank you. Like you said, we'll reach out within a day.
Absolutely. You bet. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. What do you think?
I think I liked him a lot.
I'd like for him to be moved straight to cadet if I'm being real.
I know. I can't. I can't authorize that though. I cannot.
Well,
Is they be a correctional officer. Although the accepted interview states that we would like to offer you as a position as a cadet within the LSPD.
exactly. We don't work at the prison. We work here, so we can offer him a job here, right?
I'm not gonna take that step. That's not for me to decide.
Right?
It's not for me to decide.
Right? Okay.
I would love to say yes. I would love to see him out on the streets right away. Do I think he needs to waste his time down at the prison by himself? No. But unfortunately, that's again not my decision to make. I can send an email,
Gotcha.
make a suggestion. That's the best that I can do. Oh my God. Oh, let me. Uh-oh. How do I? Well, that's really hard to read. Oops. Move to application LCD. I think I did it. I don't know. I probably messed it up. Oh well. What are you writing?
I'm getting the questions I asked him so I can throw them up there.
Oh, I gotta write something up.
Yeah, you're supposed to write down all his answers. Did you not do that?
No, I didn't do that. I don't have to write down